Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris Stallings. You know me here on YouTube as MarauderEX, and as always I'm your host for Operation Recap, where I take some of the stories from Rainfall.com and I share them here on YouTube. This could be YouTube or this could be Rainfall. You decide which of these is which. In the meantime, as always, I've got a couple of stories I'm going to talk about, so let's just jump right into that, shall we? First off, Odin Sphere Leiftriser. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. I know it's not right. But Odin Sphere is getting an HD remake, revamp, redo, reuse, recycle. So, Atlas and Vanillaware have said that they are going to be redoing Odin Sphere. It's going to have some updates to mechanics, it's going to have graphical updates, it's going to have a fairly, extensive overhaul, but it's also going to have a classic mode, so it's not quite just a straight remake or revamp. It's the original game, and then the original game, if it could have been made today with, a lot of newer stuff. So, really excited because Odin Sphere is a gorgeous game as it is. Fantastic gameplay, and now it's going to be even better, possibly? Or it might not. If the changes may kind of, if you're already a fan of Odin Sphere, it may put you off, but that's why they're adding the classic mode. So the classic mode is just going to be updated graphics. So, really interesting concept of how to do an HD remake, something that hasn't really been seen before. So, I'm really excited about this. I've never really been disappointed by an Atlas or Vanillaware title. So, that's been announced. It is coming to the US as well. There's been a lot of information about it over the week, so go check out the information in the video description on that. While we move on to our next story. Phantasy Star Online 2. This one was also one that kind of went over the week. First off, the IP blocks were taken down, which means you could register the game anywhere. The game has not been released in North America or Europe. It's only been released in Japan and Southeast Asia. But you could pick up a copy there and just register, and regardless, it wouldn't, you didn't have to go through any sort of, as our Chief Justice in the Supreme Court calls it, jiggery-pokery, to play it outside of those areas. Normally you have to have a workaround for IPs being banned for certain areas. So those blocks were taken down, which got everyone's hopes up that it was going to be released worldwide and they were just going to make a surprise announcement. No, the IP blocks were reinstated. More than likely what happened was there was some sort of update to their hardware in which, while they were working on the hardware, the IP blocks were taken down as a result of whatever hardware, software changes were being made. So it's happened before. I personally wasn't surprised that they went back up. A lot of people were, but this has happened several times in the history of Phantasy Star Online 2. So really, until Sega actually announces one way or another if it's coming out in the US, there's really no point getting worked up about it. It is playable in North America. Like I said, there are workarounds to make it playable. There is a translation patch, but again, this type of thing is not something to use as a barometer or indicator of the fate of the game until Sega makes a direct announcement. So, it does suck, and it really sucks for people who got their hopes up on that, but it's what I'm used to. I'm not going to keep going on that, because I can get real salty about it. You guys know this. You know this. I can be salty. And the last story for the week is more Devil's Third. This is the game that just... it's almost as confusing as Phantasy Star Online 2, and it has had a significantly shorter lifespan in development terms. So, the game is coming out. It's going to be published by Nintendo. It's coming out fourth quarter. It's going to get a PC port. There's a lot going on with this game that are making people speculate how Nintendo is viewing it internally, how People are expecting fans to respond. This is a very interesting social experiment. Is really the best I can. Almost, like I said, almost as much as Phantasy Star Online 2. So, the rumors that it was canceled, the rumors that it was not canceled, the rumors that Nintendo wasn't going to publish it and they were going to have to find a third-party publisher, all sorts of rumors seem to be put to rest now. Nintendo is publishing it. It is coming out. It's coming out fourth quarter. It's also having a PC port. Say what you will about that, if that becomes a good thing or a bad thing, if that's going to help or hinder. It is coming. It's coming in digital and physical for the Wii U. No release on if it'll get a physical copy for PC. Most likely just digital, but also no narrowed down release date other than fourth quarter, which could be any time. It technically even quarter could be into next year, depending on how they cycle things out. So, yeah, it's interesting, but now we can finally kind of put it to rest that it is happening, and just not freak out as much about it. We can go back to freaking out about Phantasy Star Online 2, and if it's coming out at all. So, there's always something to freak out about. So, yeah, those are the stories for this week. Go check those out in the comment section, or in the video description below. In the comment section, let me know what you think about this. Are you bouncing back and forth between the constant information about Phantasy Star Online 2 and Devil's Third? Is your head spinning from trying to figure out what's actually happening with either of those two games? Are you really excited about Odin Sphere? I am. I'm really excited. Let me know what you think about these stories in the comment section. What you feel about the companies behind them, whatever. Let me know. Just talk about them in the comments. And go check out Rainfall for more stories. We've got a lot more stuff. We've got a lot more news. We've got a lot more, editorials, reviews, opinion pieces, magical dancing fairies. We do not have magical dancing fairies, but we got more stuff over there. So go check it out. And I will see you guys next week for another recap. So till then, later everyone.